Hey everyone, how are you doing today? So this is my first foray into a video for coding samples, and I thought I'd start with something that I am familiar with and that I have done in the past, which I found enjoyable, and that's the FizzBuzz coding exercise, which is a pretty straightforward and simple coding exercise that can be solved in a lot of different ways. Now you can see it on the screen already. I have VSCode set up in order for me to write the logic and kind of talk through the process that I have. Which, this shouldn't take more than a few minutes. Anyway, I would love to hear how you would solve this, and if you think that there's ways that I can optimize my solution. Okay, so let's just dive in. So I'm first going to start off with defining some variables because I like to have them defined up top so that if we want to change those to be something else, we can. These variables here are covering, fizz, buzz, and FizzBuzz. So, that's very straightforward. We're just doing a simple console output. We're not going to go into anything super crazy. This is just to, just to get our feet wet, just to dabble in this a little bit. Okay, we also need a max. So let's do 50 as the max iteration. All right, we need to define our loop counter. So while I is less than or equal to, we like to do the equal to iteration, we loop. All right, so here comes, like this is where the variation can really take place. I like to use modulus. If I modulus is equals 0, and this is where we forgot we need our output string output. Then we'll do output equals is, right? And then if I percent buzz equals 0. So on modulus, if it's divisible evenly, it'll output 0. Otherwise, it'll output some other value. Else output equals I dot toString. Okay, and this is then we can just do this. All right, so we'll just string output equals this. So we'll just reset this string every time we start the loop. There we go. Now, once we're done with that, console dot, I think it's right line. It's been a while. Output. All right, so here what you got. Fizz, if it's equal to 3 or anything divisible by 3, you're going to add fizz to your output string. If the iteration is divisible by 5, you're going to add, buzz. Now this will append fizz if it's there, and if it's empty, it won't. Nothing will be there. So you'll get the FizzBuzz by default following through this. And then if output is still empty, the double quotes, you're just going to put the iteration value in there as a string, and then output everything. And then it'll just loop through this stuff. I forgot to increase the value of I. Here we go. There we go. Now we can look at the output here. Now you got 0. 0 is going to be a FizzBuzz because it's going to return 0. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So not until you get to 15 will you see a FizzBuzz. It'll be 15, 30, and 45 in this iteration, and this is 45. So yeah, that's FizzBuzz for you. This is probably not the cleanest. There's probably a lot of ways to tighten this code up, but for me, it's just a really simple way to get your head around a logic problem. Anyway, I'd love to hear your comments below, and thanks for watching.